I must say, I'm so excited for sun gazers. When they do see this woman's face, they are going to say, "Oh, I already know you. Oh, wow, you're my creator." Like, you're just going to instantly know that you don't even have, she doesn't have to tell you that she's your creator. You instantly figure it out. All right, so this is Bikini Bottom right here. That's why there's stars on the sky, in the sky. This is Bikini Bottom. This is the vagina hole. So essentially you're in a giant womb of sorts. And that would be like the exit. And it loop-de-loops around. And this is the ninth wonder. 9, 1 out of 10 that we have yet to see that we probably still wonder about. Alright, so the gypsy stares into the crystal ball. So that's what they're showing you. When they got the jewel on her forehead and she's staring into the ball, the crystal ball, or the witch on Wizard of Oz. So it's typically a flat circle. There was a bunch of crystal trees grown in there, and now there's no more cunt trees because you're in a fictional corporation. Get it? It's a play on words. There's no cunt trees. This is what they call the horizon, the whore's eye zone. That's what they are saying. So it's all defamation. Every little part of it, the titles, the names, the way that they pronounce it and spell it, it's all nothing but defamation of character and namesake and demeans to disgrace this being who's not hurt by it. She's not fucking moved by it or anything. All right, so this being put the worst people, or the worst of the class that were causing trouble outside of this, in worlds that were detrimental, and it was very irresponsible for them to put this being anywhere else. So they had to put them inside of here because this is the only place that had a containment, to my understanding. Everything else doesn't have a ground. It requires levitation or flight or astral travel. So this is the only place that has the ground. And this place has a ground too. This is like the only place that actually has a ground. Everything else that ports out of the Polaris is literally like an astral traveling type scenario happening. Just to give you a little explanation as to where you're really at and how the ports work, let me show you. So if you watch SpongeBob SquarePants, they told you that you were in Bikini Bottom. That's where the stars are embedded into the actual containment. So the sky is the limit, and the stars in the sky, set in the sky. Alright, so this would be the 10th wonder, which would be the Kingdom of the Black Sun. And this is nothing but the Yggdrasil, or Port the VCs, drawn out. And there's nothing but wombs or meridians where worlds actually exist. Alright, this is called the Beauty Realm, according to the 9 Norse worlds on Port the VCs and the Yggdrasil. This is the Yellow Realm, where Mr. Cheeks reigns, and he sends out a beam from each one of these into these ports that create sunlight for each of these life dwelling type places. It literally sends a beam out, and this beam essentially is coming from her crown chakra and down into her core, where Mr. Cheeks has got a beauty realm. So the core is what holds most of the energy. Consequently, it is the same makeup of us. And if you're a being of light, you will literally shapeshift into anything you want. Kind of like this. As large as you want, into anything you want, because a being of light is maximizing the capability within this simulation that we're existing in. This is nothing but a simulation of light in here. The flesh, everything, even the food that we're eating that is making us vulnerable is a part of a light simulation, because this being is creating it within their own embodiment. So it's nothing but a light being creating simulations of light within itself, themselves. So everything is just light. So the idea that we would even be vulnerable is almost like this being agreeing to see if the being that is trapped in here measures up to having anyone follow them. From what I gather, this being is trapped in here and only wants to get out of here, and is only irresponsibly can't be let out because this being is murderous. And from what I gather, when this being was out and big, looking down and watching over all these different worlds, I guess from what I understand, there was